show. That's right. Welcome in. Welcome back, everybody, to The Fans Can Let It Linger, and it is, but the team better move on quickly and be ready for Duke. Tough edition of the Always Irish Show. As always, you can find the program on YouTube. Do it. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Appreciate it very much. Give the video a thumbs up. That helps Johnny Boy out as well. Notifications on. That way you're alerted every time John has an existential crisis. You don't want to be the one who misses it. Twitter, search bar, Always Irish, or at Always Irish Inc. Emails, alwaysirishhandy@gmail.com. Audio only anywhere you want it. You can get it to Colin lines. 312-988-15. You tell Johnny all the painful stuff you've heard and seen. I'm struggling still. Instagram, Facebook, Always Irish Inc. USA Today, Fighting Irish, where I read all about it, folks. We got you covered every damn day. Good staff over there. Hardworking people. There's a reason everybody in college football media hates covering night games, because you literally end up working till 3 or 4 in the morning. Like, that's why when you ever hear media guys not like night games, that's why. You have deadlines for your articles. You got to get content up and out right after the game. For Sunday morning, there's no time. And so that's why none of the media people like it, because you're up till like 3 in the morning doing all your deadlines. And now Notre Dame's got it 4 weeks in a row. So there's going to be some Notre Dame media running ragged. We've had some long nights. Oh, my God. So welcome in. Welcome back, everybody. Let's acknowledge something. This is the big elephant in the room. These are odd times. These are hard times. These are uniquely painful times in the most Notre Dame way possible. Judging from how I still feel and the other fans in my circle, I've come to the conclusion these damn players better be way better at getting over this than the fan base is, or it is going to be a long night against Duke. And you thought the post-game show after Ohio State was bad. This is dangerous. This fan base is down bad, as the local youths might say. Okay? So we need to just get in front of that. I am in no way ready to move on from, grieving is a process, and I am honestly not over it. And so the idea that I have all of that spinning in me, and we have to turn the page to Duke, but I know that myself and so many other people are not over last week yet. That is all danger for the Duke game. It's all danger, okay? Notre Dame staff's got to be really good this week. This is a brutal week, coming off what just happened and it being largely coaching issues to a certain extent. I need them to be really good this week to get these guys able to get over some of this and go play good football against Duke. It's going to be a challenge. I know it's easy to be like, oh, move on to the next one. You play football. Move on to the next one and go play and win the game. It's easy to say. These guys are humans the way you and I are. Okay? Freeman is supremely tied to reality. That guy knows what this did. He knows the emotional effects on all of us and on everybody and his team. He knows that. This staff's got to be great this week. You got to get these guys ready to go. There's nothing any of us can do to undo how the Ohio State game ended, but you got to channel that into kicking the shit out of Duke, not letting Ohio State beat you twice. That is the mission of the week. Even before the Ohio State game, we all had the Duke game circled as a tricky game for ND. What have I been saying all damn summer? Whether we are all flying high or ran over by a train, either way Ohio State went, Everybody was entering the Duke game drained. On the plus side or the negative side, everybody was going to be drained, either of elation or misery. We found out which it is. True Notre Dame style. We found out which it is. We already knew that. You add in the way this game ended and you ratchet that up another 10 points. Literally, everything is against Notre Dame right now. Everything. In the way everything trended up for you last week, everything is the inverse this week. That's how this goes. You're coming off the worst loss I could ever imagine. I shouldn't say that. I said that 18 years ago driving home from Bush Push, and I was wrong. I convinced myself, John, this is as bad as it gets. Notre Dame could never lose a game in more painful fashion than that. And at least you're through that. And it could never be worse than that moment the rest of your life. I was freaking wrong. I was wrong. Took 18 years, but this is worse. So you're coming off the worst loss that you've added 20 years in terms of the pain misery index. And you're going into their place and they're undefeated. They already have an upset in their pocket. They have the night game. They have game day. They have a quarterback they feel good about. They have a terrific head coach everybody respects. You're going up against it. This is not basketball. Duke is not used to this type of attention for football. This is going to be a circus, as big of a circus as it could be in their 42,000 person high school stadium. You're going to get it all. You're going to get it all. And nobody in the Notre Dame side's in the, nobody is in the mood. Okay. Nobody is in the mood to have some basketball school and it's a night game. Like, it just doesn't all line up. Nobody's in a damn mood right now. All of those vibes that were in Notre Dame's favor going into Ohio State and you didn't take advantage of, now it's the opposite against you. How will Notre Dame respond? Obvious, crippling depression like my life? Or are you going to be mad and actually have the ability to go do something about it? Trust me, I wish I could just turn the page to this week and wipe out last week. I cannot. I tell you guys all the time, I don't just think Notre Dame, I feel Notre Dame. And what that means is when it's good, it's real good. And when it's bad, it's real bad. It doesn't just go away. This one's going to sit in your stomach worse than the Taco Bell you ate at 3 a.m. You got to let this grief run its course. The problem is it was like a 10 or 12 year course for me to get over Bush Push. So first and foremost, before anything physical even gets talked about in this game is more about Notre Dame's mindset and mental makeup. Team leaders need to be heavily involved this week. You got to make sure you are prepared for this situation before this season snowballs into hell. For the Notre Dame fans, nobody's in the mood. Who in the hell is excited after having game day at our place last week and how magical that was to see it end that way? What Notre Dame fan wants to write a sign and then go to game day at Duke? It's just the worst convergence of all these circumstances I could ever imagine. And this fan base, I swear, oh my God, this fan base, if this is a one-score game in like the third quarter at Duke, I just can't even process that. Like, nobody's here for that. I know they're good. I know they have a good coach. I know they're undefeated. I know they have a fun quarterback. I know they beat Clemson. I get all that. But they're Duke. And nobody on the Notre Dame side is in the mood after last week to be dicking around with Duke. So you better get their minds right. And Freeman is tied in with his team like he gets it. there's a lot of hard work to be done this week. This is a solemn situation. Here's the thing though. Mike Elko, he's a smart guy. Mike Elko's an old Notre Dame guy. He's a guy that everybody around here respected, both on the field and off the field, as a gentleman. He's on the short list with Marcus Freeman of good guys you genuinely want to succeed in this business full of snakes and egomaniacs. Freeman and Elko are on top of that list of like good guys that you respect and that are just good people and good coaches. That dude is smart. Mike Elko smells leprechaun blood in the water. He knows Notre Dame's a wounded animal. Mike Elko understands what a gut punch that was to Notre Dame Nation last week. He smells blood in the water. He knows all the momentum's on their side. They have all the advantages entering the game. He's going to go for the kill shot, and it's on Notre Dame to simply overcome it. Simply overcome it. Find a way to win this stupid game and calm the rough seas, man. You got to have it, or this season could quickly spiral out of control. And it can't be. It can't be. Okay? So, I don't know about Duke, man. So much of this is about Notre Dame's mindset entering this. Do they come out dragging ass like all of us are in our lives and sluggish? And it isn't only just mental, but like there is a physical toll that comes with playing Ohio State. You don't have playing Tennessee State. We need to acknowledge that as well. It isn't just mental. There's a physical toll to playing a team like Ohio State at that level, as intense as that game was played. There's a lot going on here that's dangerous, okay? They had 28 versus Clemson, and then the high 30s and the 40s they were scoring in the other games. They're going to play tough. They're going to play fundamentally sound. They're going to grind. Mike Elko knows what he's doing. Notre Dame cannot let Riley Leonard get going in this environment. You just cannot let him get it going, running or passing. That is the key to the whole game for Notre Dame, especially defensively. You can't let that guy get going. I'm looking at the last couple games and the numbers. Obviously, he's the passer, but he's also leading them in rushing. That ain't ideal. Like, I don't think you want him. He shouldn't be your leading rusher. That's kind of a red flag. Notre Dame just needs to take all of their pent-up aggression out on poor Riley Leonard. That is the only thing and the best thing Notre Dame's players could do at this point. Channel all that anger and frustration into that guy's chest with your helmet. That's all the team could do. And I'm telling, man, I'm always honest with you guys about where I'm at, what I'm thinking and feeling. And this game is so hard to break down because I haven't moved on. And it's not something where I could just turn a switch and we're on to Duke and I can wipe out what we just witnessed. Back when Bush Push happened, I didn't have no podcast. There was no social media. I just kind of excluded myself from society for a few months and didn't talk to anybody or see anybody. Doing this, I don't have that option. I'm out there, man. Like, this game's so hard to break down because I have not moved on physically. I'm nauseous. It hasn't gone away. That stomach turning thing. You can't turn that off, man. That kind of pain just has to run its course. And this game is hard to break down because I am not in the mood to be annoyed by Notre Dame being in a dogfight with stupid Duke. I don't care if they're undefeated or not. The whole idea, it's just, dude, I can't handle it. This is a brutal week. Looking at the numbers, Leonard's the key. He's the passer. He's also been the leading rusher most weeks. Notre Dame needs to just inflict as much pain on him as you can. He's got a couple targets on the outside. Jalen and Jordan are their names, first names. I don't know. Kill the quarterback. Hit him hard. Don't let these guys get open. I can't. I'm struggling here, you guys. I'm struggling here, okay? I'm sitting there trying to do Duke research in this, and I'm just sweating with anger. I haven't moved on, and I pray to God that these players are mentally stronger than I am. And maybe they have to be to do all you have to do to be a football player at Notre Dame and an athlete and a student and all that at this level. Maybe they already are. I pray to God that those players are more resilient than I am emotionally. And you know what? They probably should be because they're only 18 to 22 or 24 if you're Hartman, and they don't have as much Notre Dame misery scar tissue as I do because they're a lot younger. But I hope to God those guys are better at it than I am. I'm always honest and open with you guys. I am struggling. I am not in the mood to talk about Duke, but life rolls on. And the calendar's the calendar. Notre Dame's got to be better than I am at being ready for this. So on defense, stop Riley, win the game. He's the engine. If you let that dude get rolling at night at their place after game day, after all day to drink, all day to build this up. Duke's not used to this for football. This ain't basketball. And if you let Riley Leonard get going, then you're in a dogfight till the end. And no one in Notre Dame Nation is here for that. Shut that guy down. Shut that guy down. Okay. And so I need you to take out all your pent-up rage on this kid. On offense, I don't care. Maybe let your lead back, your lead dog, go ahead and run over people. That's a good idea this week. The same way it would have been a good idea to end the game and win it last week is to let your engine, your truck, your Mack truck do what he does best. Maybe that'd be a good idea this week since you didn't do it last week. Oh, if you want to throw it, you could do that too. I don't care. You just got to win. I'm drained, dude. I'm not in the mood to be talking about Duke football. I'm just not in an annoying setup like this. Think about just game day itself. Normally, when you have game day coming to your town or a town, both teams are excited. Both fan bases are like jacked for it, and it's big stakes on the line, and there's equal like excitement for both teams and all that. That ain't this. That ain't this. Even just that vibe is off. There is zero Notre Dame fans that could possibly be excited to put up a sign at game day. And you know what else I'm mad about already? You know damn well half of those signs at Duke for game day is going to reference, did you bring your 10-man front defense? There's going to be a whole bunch of jokes about that. Get used to it, Notre Dame fans. That ain't going anywhere. That shit's not going away. Till Freeman wins a playoff game, it ain't going away. I'm sorry. It's too big of a coaching mistake and too big of a moment, and it's too embarrassing, and it's too on brand for Notre Dame's big game history. It's not going away till you win a playoff game. Get used to it, Notre Dame people. That's what happens when you do this in this moment. So this week is about Notre Dame's mental toughness, how quickly these players get over all of this pain. For as good as the vibes were entering last week, they are equally as intense, but in the inverse here. Notre Dame has a lot to overcome, and the key to the whole season now is getting this win and keeping it together. We talked about the first 4 games being a ramp up. You had to be undefeated leading into Iowa State. Now this next window is undefeated. Don't lose again until you get to USC. So you have 2 tough road night games out of you. You have just got to find a way to win them any way you can, calm the seas, and then we get into what is absolute must win, no excuses. I don't care how good Caleb Williams is. You blew all your leeway. Absolute must win against USC at home. No excuses. Notre Dame's backed themselves into that corner. I didn't do it. They backed themselves into it. Now USC is an absolute must win. Got to have it. So tough few weeks ahead for Notre Dame. And they better have their heads on straight a lot better than me. What do you guys think? Are you excited about game day at Duke?